Top of the day to you, wherever you're watching us all over the world. Today again, from Maryland studio of Grandly Television, my name is Enoch Akinshola, and I'm hosting the first edition of Homes, Relationships, and Marriages across the world. We've heard stories of people that call it quit because of money. Money has been one of the major reasons why many people have intentions in their homes. You will agree with me if you're married that if you don't apply wisdom in the area of your finances, the marriage is as good as dead. Today I have somebody in the studio who is going to share with us from our wealth of experience, a married woman, a mother. I don't know whether she's a grandmother yet, but a mother. And right in the studio this evening, welcome Mrs. Henrietta Oluwayo. Madam, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I know that our viewers across the world will love to know, okay, who is the woman talking about marriage? How old is she in the institute? Madam, you've been married for how many years?
For about 30 years.
30 years, oh my goodness. I know some of my viewers are not even born 30 years ago.
Yes.
So this evening we can also deduce that you're going to be talking from practical wealth of experience. What you have not only read in the books, but also the things that you have practiced.
Yes.
So I believe that our viewers, you're going to really pick one or two things today. I don't know the point your home is, the point your marriage is, or your particular marriage is, maybe at the verge of divorce or separation or tension. I'm sure that at the end of this discussion today, you're going to pick a wisdom nugget that will put your marriage back on track.
Amen.
Madam, let's go straight. You don't seem to have married from the same geographical location. I know you are from the name. Your husband's name is Yoruba Olowoyo, and you're from.
I'm Delta Igbo.
You are Delta Igbo, so you speak
Yes.
Igbo very well.
Yes.
So you can as well say that you have the Igbo background from Nigeria.
Yes.
I want all my Igbo sisters and brothers to pay rapt attention. I'm Yoruba, she's Igbo, so you say we're going to talk about the cross-cultural marriage. How has it been, or how was it when you married your husband, trying to adapt to his culture?
Yeah. So I would say it was kind of a little bit difficult for me initially because we met in Benin, we're in school when we were in school together. So it's like a neutral ground, where the normal language in Benin is English or Pidgin,
Yeah.
English and Pidgin. So then when after we got married, so I moved to Ogun State, and then I think the greatest challenge I had was this kneeling down that you guys do. So I had to learn it, because I didn't grow up in Lagos. But maybe if I did grow up in Lagos, I would have been used to it. So kneeling down for the older people and so on. So in the Easterners, of course, it doesn't. I mean, they have respect, but it's not part of their culture to kneel down, when you're greeting somebody who is older than you. So, but eventually I got used to it. So that was the greatest challenge I had. Then for the language, I don't speak it fluently, but I learned it mainly from, from my patients, and then from the market woman. You have to, when you want to buy something, you price it. You have to, you have to learn. So so that was the only challenge I had, but I eventually adapted. And then of course, because what we're going to talk about is finances. So I know, like, from my culture, is like, well, in the olden days, the men did everything. Like the men, provided financially for the home. They were the ones who were the businessmen, or mainly the sole provider. And then also from my own family background, my dad, my mom never worked. My mom kind of took care of us, until we grew up. So my mom worked for a short time, and then it was like, even when she worked, it was like, oh God, it was so strange. Like, it was like a terrible thing happened in the house. We'll all be waiting at the door to see her come back. Even my dad would be pacing up and down, when is she coming back? So she just worked for a short time and eventually didn't work. But I know that's not the norm these days. So the typical olden days Igbo culture is that the man did everything. The man was the sole breadwinner, the man was the businessman, and the women stayed at home and took care of the children. So, but in Yoruba land, of course, the men do also take care of their homes. But it looks like those days, olden days, the women, a lot of the women are like business women. You know, you see all these alajas, they have many buildings, they are landladies. You know, so that's just what I noticed. You know, among the two cultures.
Thank you very much. Now let's go straight to the issue of finances in homes. Quite a lot of homes are under tension of, particularly in this part of the world, in the United States and the Western world.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people packing up because of the man should do this, the man must do this, the man should do this. Yeah, madam, what is your perspective, or how are you going to handle this issue of shared responsibilities in the home?
Yeah. Okay. So in this part of the world, so most times you find that the man works and the woman also works.
Yeah.
But it's like at the time that they are having children, it's also a challenge, you know, for both of them to work. So it's kind of more difficult for the woman, you know, during the childbearing years, you know, to work. So I find that some homes where the man is really well off, I notice that the women stay home, even here in this part of the world, and take care of the children and then do like a part-time job. And then I've also seen that some women, they do take care of the children and also go to school, you know. So under such circumstances, you can understand that the man is like has to do most times has to do everything. So it's hard for the woman. Sometimes it's like when you think of the child of daycare. So whatever the woman earns is almost like nothing compared to. It's like at the end of the day, they save nothing, you know, by the time they pay, you know, daycare. So I know some homes that can afford it, you know. So the woman stays home or works part time or goes to school, and then the man takes care of the home. But in a situation where that is not the case, you know, like where, you know, both parties, couple work.
Yeah.
So I think, like, in an ideal situation, the two couples should have an understanding, you know, that the finances of the house should be jointly, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like separate. It should be jointly borne, you know. So it's not like we're saying that okay, like maybe the total bills that are needed in the house like $5,000. It's not like you're going to split it and say, oh, you bring 2,005, me I bring 2,005. That is not the case. But it's like both couples should have an understanding, you know.
Faucet.